He just doesn't know any better, and he doesn't know how to get out of his own way. That's why I loved wearing that shirt yesterday, accident waiting to happen. That's why I got an APB out for Michael Irvin right now. He's hiding. We can't find him anywhere. We're not gonna see Michael Irvin for a little while because he's eating some humble pie right now after all of that blustering and bloviating he did yesterday in front of that packed house in Arlington, Texas. Now he's going to be AWOL. We're not going to see him because he's embarrassed, and he should be. The situation is very, very simple. Jerry Jones, like Ryan said, he needs to make a decision right now. He needs to get rid of Jason Garrett right now. Right now. And you know what the thing that really bothers me? Scott Linehan is your offensive coordinator. I know that Norv Turner was the offensive coordinator in Dallas from 91 to 93. But the thing that really resonates with me is look at the job that he's doing in Carolina. No matter the roller coaster ride that has been Cam Newton's career, we've all seen him as an athletic stud. But look at how much we credit Norv Turner for the ascension of Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers offense. Nobody saw them coming this year to the degree that they have arrived. And Norv Turner has a lot to do with it. That's somebody that Dallas might have had an opportunity to get their hands on, but you want to hold on to the Scott Linehans of the world. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Jerry Jones, it's obvious that he is the problem, so I don't really need to get into that. But in the end, I don't believe that we should wait. He should wait, rather, for Jason Garrett to be gone. I think a decision needs to be made now, and they need to move in a forward direction and then use whatever change you make as some sort of litmus test for Dak Prescott.
Of course, Jerry Jones should be nervous. Of course. As I said, they doubled down on the season. It's a disaster. Let me say this. I said that getting Amari Cooper, those who defended it, some of them pointed to the fact that you're isolating Dak. You're finding out what you have there. And I also mentioned, hey, everybody, also Jason Garrett. Who's to say who goes first? One of those two's got to go. But, in fact, what Jerry Jones has done is isolate himself. 23 years, no Super Bowls. And by the way, when you run Bill Parcells at it, everyone talks about Jimmy Johnson. It was Parcells, too. Like, I wonder about Lincoln Riley right now, right? Because he'd be a great fit in Cleveland. But if you're Lincoln Riley, you want to go to Cleveland? You know, he is going to be, if he so chooses, an NFL coach, right? He's the hot name. Dallas Cowboys, could you imagine? But could Jerry Jones handle a guy like Lincoln Riley coming in and getting credit for being, like, if he is brilliant and very successful, that means he's going to get credit. Can Jerry Jones's ego handle that? And that's the issue right now. At a certain point, Jerry, what are the excuses? Your team hasn't won a Super Bowl in 23 years. Yep. And it's 2 playoff wins, as Stephen A. religiously points out. 2 playoff wins, and as Stephen A. said, you need 3 to win a Super Bowl minimum. And you got 2 in how many years now? 23 years?
I think the biggest thing,
Ryan, I have one question for you.
What's up, Molly?
Yeah, I want to ask you, because we had Amari Cooper. Obviously, we were talking about him with Michael Irvin yesterday, whether that was the right move, et cetera. And we saw a bunch of other receivers go for lower picks. He went for a first-round pick. I know it was just the first game, but did you feel like that was even the right move for them at this point in the season to give up a first-rounder for him?
You know, I obviously felt like it was the right move before because I believe in Amari Cooper. I think he's an extreme talent. He's a route-running specialist, which we saw last night. And he's 24 years old. He's a guy who's only going to make $411,000 this year. And I think he's the right move. He's a player that, you know, right now he's plug-and-play starter and a #1 receiver. The problem is if you don't have your quarterback. The problem is if you don't have your head coach, there isn't much you can do from a wide receiver standpoint, which we see with Odell Beckham Jr., who I think is the greatest talent at the position right now. There's only so much you can do from that standpoint. So if you're wrong on everything else, which Max is saying that Jerry Jones is, it's a move that's going to set you behind because if you have to go forward without coach and without quarterback in the offseason, you're not going to get your guy without having a first-round pick.
Isn't that amazing? Like a guy needing credit so badly that he'll gum up the works for a kind of printing press. I mean, they print money, the Dallas Cowboys. They're enormously popular, and as I mentioned, part of it's because they play in the South and the West. The South, like Texas is, you get the South, you get the West, and it was the westernmost team for decades, right? So they, like the St. Louis Cardinals in baseball, they have all these fans, like heritage fans, and they play in the NFC East, where it's these densely populated regions, New York, Philly, and Washington. It's like the perfect storm for a football team, and it's being messed up because the owner wants credit. It's unbelievable.
Hold up. Personal question, because I just thought about this. Someone's got their text on. Do you guys keep hearing that? No, whoever's got their text on, let's get that on vibrate mode, please. Get after them, Ryan. Come on. Tell them this is professional TV. Can they mute that, please? Let's go vibrate. Would you rather be, I know you don't want to be, but a Cowboys fan or Giants fan right now? Like, do you think the Giants are in a worse situation than the Cowboys?
Think about this for a second. The Giants have no commitment to a quarterback, and they're going to have a very, very high draft pick in this draft, right, coming up. And if not, then in the next draft, because they won't be any good, right? Like, if they don't hit it. And they have special skills players. The Cowboys have an owner who refuses to rebuild. It's always reset. Try to win now. Try to win now. They're committed to a franchise quarterback they don't know about. They don't have a first-round pick because they traded for Amari Cooper. Who would you rather be?
I agree.
Fair enough. Ryan, you concur?
No, absolutely. Listen, when you look at the positions of these teams and where these teams are good and where they can improve, the Giants are in a better place to do that. And when you set yourself up, when you double down, as Max says, as the Cowboys have done, you put yourself in a position where you have to blow it all up. And is Jerry Jones willing to do that? The consistent mediocrity of this team has kept this team making money, has kept people buying jerseys, has kept us talking about this team. And to me, that's more important to Jerry Jones than actually breaking this thing down and building a winner. So if you're the New York Giants, you're in place where you can move forward a little bit better.